Hey guys, my name is Hab, and this is just a little tiny thing that I wanted to make real quick before I have my finals. We've had quite a few new offers popping up in the store, so I am just gonna pop them up on the screen and I'm gonna give you my 2 cents on them, if they're good or if they're worth considering or if you should just avoid them. There's the 20% off premium time, so if you want 180 days it's fine just to get some, but it's kind of a long-term investment and you must be playing pretty often for it to turn out some actually very worthwhile results. So let's start off with the IS-6 with combat trophies. By the time of recording, this should still be in the stores for an additional 5 days. So what do you get in the packet? Well, you get of course the IS-6, you get a garage slot, you get full equipment, you get the Legend camouflage, you also get the Pioneer attachment, 500,000 of credits, a month of premium, 10 X5 certificates for the IS-6 itself, and then the legendary avatar of the Blitz order. It's just basically a simple red lightning bolt over a black canvas, so you know, nothing extremely original. So it all comes up together for 5,500 gold, which is an actually really good deal for a tier 8 premium. However, the IS-6 itself is not exactly, well, impressive. You have decent armor against a lot of mediums, so lower tier tanks will definitely struggle a bit with the armor profile, but the second you face anything that is not a medium or a light tank in this tier, you are basically gonna lose that advantage that you should have, which is your armor. The armor itself will remain trollish, but it's not something you should rely on. The gun itself, well, it's typically Soviet, and you have the option between two, one that has only 175 pen but has a decent reload, or you pick one that has around 221 pen, that has APCR and heat, but also has a far longer reload time. So with that, it really comes to personal preference. So for 5,500 gold, if you just wanted a premium and you just want a tank to get off with it, then sure, yeah. But if you're buying it only for the premium time, some credits, and if you already have an IS-6, then this is not worth considering. It would probably be better if you just bought a month of premium, some X5 boosters, and grinded the rest out by yourself. It's really not that great. Speaking of not that great, let's take a look at the T-2020. Now, this is a tank that got plenty of people confused when Wargaming put it in their coming soon video. And if you haven't seen that one, then oh boy, what a ride it was. So, you get the T-2020 with a pretty bare bones setup. I mean, the tank itself, we'll get to it, don't worry. But you get the tank itself, the garage slot, and 9 pieces of equipment, all at a whopping $60. At least that's how it converts from Czech crowns or Czech koruna, depends which way of pronunciation you prefer. However, I understand that this is a new tank and that it will be selling for a lot, so it's only kind of worth it to collectors or to people that just want to show off with it. But, give me a moment. Okay, well, sorry about that. I was a little preoccupied. If you hear any noise in the background, that's just because there is a 3D printer running in the background. And don't worry, I hate how it sounds as well. So back to the tank. I understand that collectors and such will want it, even if it's at such a steep price like this. However, if you're expecting some strong or even good IS type tank out of this, then you're gonna be in for a really rough awakening. So far, I have only seen people complain about the tank, and I believe that after looking at the Blitzstars profile, and like Blitz hanger, that I can absolutely tell you that their complaints are warranted. This is not a good tank. Its only excuse to be, like, considerable to buy is because it has those, well, side screens against HE and heat, but those are not gonna hold up, and So want most of the armor profile. Picture an IS-6, or even just picture an IS-5, since that is basically what this thing is. Now, give it a little more extra armor on paper, but make the angling worse, so it's just about the same. The lower glacis itself is like pretty small, but that's not gonna really save you. Then the turret. Take the stock turret from the ST1, just splash some screens onto it. Oh yeah, and also give it 70mm less of nominal armor. I don't know how that got through, but, well, all in all, you get a pretty unremarkable armor profile. It sounds strong on paper, sure, most IS-type tanks are like that, but if you have played the IS-2SH, you know that that may not be the case. And as for the gun, it's literally just a normal 122mm. And honestly, I don't know why Wargaming keeps rolling these tanks out. Just give it a 100mm. Just give it a normal 100mm with like 220 AP, 270 APCR, 50 or 55 HE, and you actually have a pretty considerable gun. Just give it some stupid stats. Give it just like T-44 accuracy with its LB1 gun. Yeah, sure, just give it that. Nobody will care, because the armor profile will still be bad unless they at least buff the turret. And right now, in the state that it is, I would pay, well, 6k gold tops. If you just want a tank that is similar to this and performs just about as well, just get the IS-5. That has a better hold down turret, surprisingly, and it will still probably earn you a bit of cash, albeit not much. So that's kind of my look on the T-2020. It just isn't worth the price. But here's something less somber, the Y5 series. So let's start off with the tier 5, the Y5 T-34. Now, let's ignore for the fact that you could have gotten all of these for free if you sacrificed enough time to get them. I personally only have the Y5 Firefly in my garage. The Y5 T-34 is kind of unremarkable. It's not bad, but it's not great, and, well, it's just a generic tier 5 premium for 2500 gold. That isn't exactly a stellar price, seeing as you can get the Excelsior for 1500. That's a actually much better deal. You should do that instead of the T-34. Next up, the Y5 Firefly, and personally I think that for 3500 gold that it's a very good tank. I kind of like it myself. I haven't played it in a long time, but if you just want something that plays like a Cromwell with 10 degrees of gun depression, then this is for you. If you, however, have something like the Cromwell B, then the Y5 Firefly isn't worth considering. And then we have the Tier 7, the Y5 ELC BIS. It has, well, less gun depression, which is kind of annoying, but a pretty nice rate of fire. However, that gun depression really holds it back. It would be so much better if it had just a little more. And if you want a premium alternative to the Y5 ELC BIS, look no further than the T-2020 Personally, I think that is a much better offer, with the fact that it has also a very fast firing gun and 10 degrees of gun depression for, well, just about the same armor profile. And one thing I have also forgot to mention with these Y5 offers, you only get the tank itself and the garage slot, which really isn't all that great. If you want the engine attachments, which are kind of what made the Y5s, well, unique, you're gonna have to pay for the Unbelievable 4 bundle. And believe me when I tell you the price, you are gonna say, wow, that's unbelievable. $89.99 converted from Czech crowns. $89. Yikes, that isn't exactly, well, worth it. Sure, you will get the T-2020 in it, and all of the Y5 tanks, and they will also get that reactor attachment, and you will get a better looking avatar, and, well, 15 times 4, 60. You'll basically get 60 X5 boosters, with full equipment, of course. And all of that for $90 for tanks that aren't exactly remarkable if you've got any other comparable tank in the tier, that is probably one of the worst offers for a tank series that I have seen in a very, very long time. I think Wargaming should try to step up their game a little bit. We've been getting some, frankly, overpriced and very annoying offers in a, well, for a long time, actually. And, well, that brings me to the end. So, let's get some Habs ratings then. So, how would I rate the T-2020 bear offer then? 3 out of 10. It's extremely expensive. It's actually even more expensive than what the 252U was at launch. It is also much worse. It has really nothing over the IS-5 except that 1 degree of gun depression and some extra armor. It should cost like 6 or 7k gold instead. It wouldn't break anything in the tier. The Y5 bundle plus the T-2020 is like a 5.5 out of 10. It's much more expensive, but at least you're getting the Y5s with their characteristic engine attachments and some extra goodies. Still, it's not a very good bundle. And the Y5 tanks themselves, I would say they're a 7 out of 10. They're cheap premiums that earn decent cash, but you're getting them bare without their engine attachments or any equipment. The tier 6 is the best one, being honest. It has a good gun with great mobility and gun depression. And well, with that brings me to the end of this, well, rather uninteresting and bland video. My name is Hab. If you somehow like this, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, visit my Discord server if you want to suggest me something, and I will catch you all guys later. Bye bye.